Dr. Ann Chandler, welcome to Shrink Wrap Radio.
Thank you.
Well, I'm really pleased to have you on the show, and I believe you're also a listener to the show. Do I have that right?
You are correct. Yes.
Yay! I always love it when I have professionals out there who find this a worthwhile endeavor. When I first
Well,
thought about
I was
podcasting, it never occurred to me that that would happen.
I have to admit that I heard about you through a patient. So
Aha.
it has trickled down and back up.
Yeah, and that's happened before. I've heard that before, so that's also very pleasing. Now, I'm pretty sure that you're the first psychoanalyst that I've ever interviewed who also captured a world championship in ultimate frisbee. It's just not the image that first comes to mind in response to the word psychoanalyst.
No, definitely not. But it certainly explains sort of where I got to where I am today professionally, which is integrating more of the body.
Aha.
Uh, because I've been an athlete my whole life. In fact, I just ran the New York City Half Marathon on Sunday.
Hey,
Um,
congratulations.
thank you. But yeah, I played ultimate through. Well, I started. Um, oh gosh, I actually first played ultimate frisbee in Paris when I was a study abroad student my junior year. Um, and when I returned to college at Duke University, I played for real with a research triangle team, and then came back to New York and played club and wound up competing in a world championship with a team out of California.
Wow. Well,
And
just briefly, what is ultimate frisbee? What's ultimate about it?
ult- ultimate is, ultimate is a sport is played on a football size field with two end zones, as you have in football. And it's a team sport with seven members each on a team. And the goal is to throw a frisbee to a receiver, much like in football,
Yeah.
into the end zone, and you score a point.
Oh, that sounds
And
like fun.
it's a lot of
Yeah.
fun. It's a non-refereed game. It is governed by what's called the spirit of the game, and so all disputes are resolved. Uh, well, they are resolved, but they're resolved between opponents of the two teams, and only at the higher level. And now there's actually professional level ultimate frisbee for men. There are referees at that level, but in my time and in my experience, it was only um, self-refereed. But it's played worldwide, and it has grown. Now there are middle school, high school, certainly collegiate and post-collegiate, which is what I mostly played, which is club, and now professional. And wait, I can't stop there because I just found out that we as the ultimate organization is vying for an Olympic status sport.
Aha. Well, I'll look forward
So
to seeing you on the Olympics before too long. So, how does an athlete such as yourself transition into psychology? What got you interested in psychology?
well, the I guess after college, a sibling was experiencing an interpersonal crisis and uh, was having a very hard time, and sort of came to me for help, uh, but really should have gone for some professional help. And I wound up uh, myself uh, becoming depressed. And because of something that had happened to someone very dear and very loved by me. And I wound up seeking therapy for the first time. So I wound up in a therapist's office and found that process extremely fascinating and extraordinarily helpful. And it
Great.
was right after college, and that was uh, led me to led me to think about a career of my own as a psychologist. And I, took a couple of classes and Uh, and then one thing led to the other, and I went for my doctorate and a couple of postdocs, and voila.
Yeah. Now, from psychologist to psychoanalyst, how did that happen? What was it that called you to move on to that?
Well, I'm a person who is just innately curious, and I like getting sort of to the bottom of things, and I like depth. I privilege and really appreciate depth, and so I think in part the so I had a brief uh, course of therapy, as I described, in my early 20s, and then when I started graduate school, I about 5 years later, I wanted to get back into therapy and wound up getting the name of someone who herself was a psychoanalyst and trained at a particular institute. So I really liked how she worked, and and it was on a deeper level than I had experienced previously. And I found my way to the institute and started, going to open houses. And it was a combination of the people that sort of embodied the analytic spirit, and some of the thinking of the analytic, you know,
Yeah.
theory.
Yeah. Well, quite a journal. And now, in the latest chapter, you're heading to Rome next month for the second International Mindfulness Conference, and you're going to be presenting there. What are you going to be presenting on?
Um, I've written a paper on relationship entanglements, and the use of mindfulness
Oh, geez.
in meshed relationships. So it's a paper that is about mindfulness and enmeshment, and how to use. We okay?
I'm still here. The Skype is acting strange, I must say. So I'll tell you what, I'm going to hang up now, and when I come back, I'm going to ask you about uh,
Rome.
the Rome question again. Okay?
Okay.
Sorry.
No problem.
Maybe it'll get better. Sometimes that happens. So let's see here to figure out how to do it. Okay.